Welcome Prince Institute, exercise number 338 Sir Kailash Chandra. Speed 160 word a minute, special for parliamentary reporters and Supreme Court skill tests. Ready? Start. Sir, this is for the time being the last of the bills with which Parliament has to deal so far as the reorganization of states is concerned. The House has already passed the States Reorganization Bill and also the West Bengal Bihar Transfer of Territories Bill. Certain amendments were made and certain provisions were included in these two bills so far as they bore on Article 3 and 4 of the Constitution. As the House is aware, those provisions which are consequential or incidental could be included in those two acts, but there were some provisions which had to be provided for in the Constitution itself. Such provisions have been included in the Constitution 7th Amendment Bill. Now, advantage is also taken to incorporate certain other changes or amendments in the Constitution because it was considered that they too would have a very great bearing on the administration, not only in the reconstituted states but in other states as well. And therefore we are now dealing with the Constitution 7th Amendment Bill as it has been passed by the Lok Sabha. Certain changes were effected therein after this matter had been considered by the Joint Select Committee, and now I shall very briefly point out to this House the broad features of the bill as it has emerged from the Lok Sabha. So far as representation in the Lok Sabha of the people in the Council of States or the Rajya Sabha and also in the state assemblies is concerned, due provision has been made. So far as the Rajya Sabha is concerned, the figure was fixed at 2,220 as will be found from the bill. So far as the Lok Sabha is concerned, therein we have got a direct representation under adult franchise and 500 have been fixed as the maximum number so far as representation from all these states are concerned. And then ordinarily it was considered that 25 ought to be the number for representation in the Lok Sabha of elected members from what are known as the union territories. It was considered that the number 25 may not be necessary even if certain further political changes also were to take place, and therefore it was considered that 20 would be a fairly adequate number so far as the present union territories as also other areas that are likely to come to India are concerned. Next para. In this connection, I should like to point out to this House that under the Constitution as it was promulgated, we had a classification or category of states known as Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D. Also so far as the Andaman and Nicobar Islands were concerned, and naturally on account of this particular gradation the rights as also the functions of the various states and the legislatures therein have differed to a considerable extent. Now it was considered that the time had come when this classification ought to disappear in 1947-48. As the House is aware, we had the integration of states and all these states either singly or in groups were brought under the category of Part B states. Part C states were such where it was considered that there ought to be a more direct relation in the sense that they ought to be under the superintendence and control of the president on account of a variety of reasons. The case of Andaman and Nicobar Islands was one by itself. After the administration extending over 7 or 8 years, it is now considered that this classification ought to go, and therefore the State Reorganization Commission also recommended the dissolution of this distinction. Therefore, from now onwards, we shall have states of one category and there would be 14 states. These states are composed of the former Part A and Part B states and also portions of Part C states so far as they have been merged in the other states. Therefore, under the present category, we shall have only the states and the union territories. So far as the union territories are concerned, there will be 3 further categories of territories according to the way in which they have been treated. We shall have, for example, Delhi as a union territory by itself, and certain special provisions have been made, as I shall be elaborating soon, as far as the administration of Delhi is concerned. Then we have got Himachal Pradesh, then we have Manipur and Tripura. So these four are union territories by themselves. In addition to them, we shall have two further classes of territories. Therefore, so far as these three categories of territories are concerned, certain provisions have been made in the present Constitution 7th Amendment Bill. But I would point out to this House that some further legislation in this respect will have to be brought before the House, because it is necessary that a lasting arrangement will have to be made in the near future so far as these two categories of states are concerned. Stop.